What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to Platform B. We're back inside the building in association, of course, with Cubcam TV. Myself, Kovu, in the hot seat this evening, and we are jumping into today's interview section, which I'm very, very excited for. It's not often on this show that we get to speak to Brightonian musicians. Of course, we do have quite an Afrobeat sort of centric theme going on with the show based on what we do on YouTube. But today, very excited to be speaking to a Brightonian veteran, someone who has been around longer than me, I think, actually, in this sort of Brightonian circle. Someone I've been watching, of course, for a number of years, and I'm very excited to introduce him to all of you. If you're from Brighton, you'll know his name already. If you're not, welcome. MRISI, how are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Really good, man. Really, really good. It's good to get you on the show. I feel like it's one that's been a long time coming. Obviously, I know we've been in similar kind of musical circles for a while, so it's great to get you on the show and obviously find out a bit more about what's going on with you, because obviously there's an awesome new single out there. I want to dive into that and obviously get as much of the story behind it, because it feels like there's such a rich pool of kind of information to dive into surrounding it. First of all, bro, how has the start of 2024 been for you? Because it looks like things are going in a really good direction.
Yeah, it's been good. It's just been it's been a lot of posting, I would say, and just getting doing a lot of social media stuff. A lot of trying to get ready for performances that are up and coming, and kind of coming off the back of a lot of performances that I did last year, towards the end. And yeah, just releasing, obviously I say posting, like releasing and pushing the single, AHE, and but yeah, I mean, I'm going to South Africa as well, so that's cool. Last year I did a lot of stuff. I think it was 4 singles out, including this one, AHE, which I'm currently promoting. And then I've got another single coming soon. I've got a few bits and bobs, but yeah, it's been definitely good and very productive as well. So that's
definitely, man. I mean, I suppose kind of with that, I suppose the extensive level of posting that we're now seeing from yourself, is that something you've had to kind of train yourself into doing? The amount of musicians I speak to that are so much like, it's the posting side of it I can't deal with. Is that something you've had to kind of train yourself into doing?
No, I was working with a guy called Ayaz, all about helping. I believe his tag is social media Ayaz, but we were on a training kind of schedule for my social media to run along with my releases. So that's been a real help. And then since then, I've just kind of looked at different things that I can do. Like recently I just posted 2 videos of me rapping to R&B songs, and having like a little chorus at the end, which I feel like I'm just testing out things that work and seeing what gets traction going and stuff like that. But I think that it's also, you know, as you see with people that are doing the same kind of thing that I am, it's like, it's just about, I mean, like yourself, obviously, it's like just consistency, just pushing every day, and things just start to snowball, I feel like. But yeah, it's been good. It's definitely been a learning curve, and I've learned as well that I guess not any content is good content. That's not the right, but the content that you're putting out there matters.
Yeah.
In terms of the quality of it, the look of it, the sound of it as well, especially for musicians. It's like, you can have some really basic looking equipment or setup, but if the music is dope, the music is dope.
Yeah,
you know
entirely, man. And yeah, again, as I said, it's a conversation I have with so many people where it's like them trying to find their approach to it, because obviously people don't want to look the same as everyone else, and it's such a crowded thing. Kind of, I suppose, kind of musicians just in general on social media now, trying to find their own avenue. It's such a crowded space to be in. And I think, honestly, kind of looking through, I see you popping up on my feed near enough. Whenever you do post, it's right at the top of my feed. So you're clearly doing something right in that sort of way, and you're clearly picking up a lot of traction from that. And a lot of the stuff I've been seeing has been about the new single AHE. So, I mean, obviously, there's a massive story behind it, as I said before. Obviously, I've seen you kind of been on the road to get the video together as well. Talk me through, I suppose, just the story of the conception of the tune, first and foremost.
Okay, so AHE, it was like, I wanted to do... It's funny because I actually got a sample pack. I bought a sample pack. This is before. Now I use Splice, which is crazy. I would advise any musician to use Splice. It's mad in terms of your productivity. But I bought this Afrobeats pack and I wanted to, because I wanted some real authentic sounds, because it's quite hard to do the type of rhythm that's done. It's almost like a ballet funk, but it's very, very West African, and the percussion on it, it's not like you can't quantize the beats. That obviously there are some quantized beats, but like in terms of the nitty gritties of it, like it's a very, very specifically, like the groove on it is very specific. So, and I've hearing all these Afrobeats tunes, and I'm thinking, how can I get my tune sounding tough like that? So I thought, all right, let me download this pack. Was advertised, and so I got the drums off the pack, and there was a guitar sample that I used within that pack as well. But these are sick, like it's a sick pack. They almost like Splice. They will give you like a whole tune, or like a selection of tunes that you can use from that tune. So I took some drums and a guitar riff. Also, well, I took the drums first. I then played the keys in and did everything else, the marimbas, and then the only thing that was left from the pack was a guitar riff. And then the lyrical content of it was really just like a thought dump, if you will. It was just like me wanting to express myself in a quite a hip hop way, actually, funnily enough, because it's quite like, although the beat's very Afrobeat, and that's what I wanted the sound to focus on, even with the chorus, I still wanted to have that like rap feeling and kind of like personal songs, because a lot of my songs aren't very personal. A lot of my songs are about politics or about culture and stuff like that, mainly politics, to be honest. But this song I wanted to make it personal, so yeah, I've got the beat, and it just gave me like, I guess, like a nostalgic feeling, but also like obviously an African feeling too. It's funny, I'll get onto that later, but the guy that I was in the video with, Brush Lyseka, he actually said, he commented on that, he was like, yo, this beat, like, he was like, your music is, because I think the songs that I probably played him were quite like Western or drill or whatever it is, and he was like, nah, this one is from Africa. It's a very African sounding tune. But so yeah, I was in the writing process, yeah. But again, I wanted, so hence like the first line being post office cool card and a shiny. So for me, it's like that crossover, like AHE Minjani, it's like hello, how are you? But the follow up bar, the post office cool card, is because again, like a lot of the times I'm having conversations now, it's a bit, well, no, it's not the same. Like if I call people, I'll use a post office call card, and then I like the shiny, the drink. So it's like I'm picturing myself, hey, Minjani, because especially over lockdown and stuff, it was like, I mean, I've run through so many post office call cards because they're one of the cheapest ways, especially for people who like don't have smartphones that I'm contacting out there. Obviously WhatsApp is like the easiest way to contact people, but and this was like from when I was a kid, I was always getting sent shop to buy like the Leica mobile cards and those kind of things, because they're often the cheapest way to call. And you get like, for £10 you'll get like an hour and a half or so call time. And then from then it kind of lyrically it went on to kind of talk about Sweet Dream, used to like, yeah, again, nostalgia, because the beat was quite nostalgic. So like talking about the English upbringing, being in, you know, the whips with the man them and whatever, and trying to set a scene about how my life looks like, you know, post.
Definitely. I mean, that's definitely something that really stood out. It definitely felt, kind of listening through it a few times, the thing that really stood out to me was because it felt like I was having a picture painted of nostalgia. That's like the main thing that really rung true to me. That kind of, I'm getting the visuals. Like and I don't know whether it's just because I've been seeing the videos pop up, but it's almost like when I hear the tune now, I see certain things, and I can sort of visualize certain things that you're saying, and it's in that sort of sense, it is very it's very kind of, I suppose, visually inspiring in a lot of ways, because you do start to reminisce about certain things when you hear that. And I suppose something you actually touched on as well, I suppose, in regards to the sort of crossover language-wise as well, was that always kind of in the plan? Because I know you're kind of switching between different kind of ideas as you go. Was that always in there?
In terms of the language, me saying I am Minjani?
Yeah, and that constant crossover.
Yeah, I think just generally in my music, I've been trying to do it a lot more. Like, it's just, yeah, it's the kind of, it's the vibe I'm trying to get at. I think because as well, like I'm trying to appeal to people in South Africa, and especially where the word AHE and Minjani, hello, how are you? They come from. Like it's a very rural part of South Africa. So even when you're looking at people that like Black South African people are not very aware of not that I wouldn't say that they're not aware, but like, for example, not many Black South African people understand Shangaan or Tsonga, which is the language that I'm speaking in that. So like, my thing has always been to try and represent for Tsonga people, because if you go, like, South Africa is obviously a very diverse place, even within Black South Africa, if you will. I mean, it's not a monogamous group, but there's so many different tribes and cultures. So like Zulu, Sotho, Tswana, Shangaan, Pedi. There's so many different cultures, but my culture specifically, Shangaan culture, like we're just different. It's like a different lifestyle. Even when you go out there, it's like very, very slow life, like a lifestyle. It's village life. It's like farming and stuff, which isn't too dissimilar to a lot of places, but like it's very hot. There's a lot of like that, even the music, which I'm gonna do. There was a song, I can't remember the name, but it's called like I love you. Around my baby, I love you. And basically, this is a really interesting thing. So, as I say, culturally, we're really different. Like, there's loads of stuff that about we almost like, and I hate to say this because I don't want to disrespect my people, but a lot of Shangaan people, like when you look at memes and stuff online, we're seen as like country people. Do you know what I mean? Like very country, like the way we dance, everything is almost like kind of not mocked, but like people kind of tongue in cheek kind of like to laugh about Shangaan people a little bit. And even the word Shangaan is not really a politically correct term. It means the people who ran away from their children, because we split off from Shaka Zulu and them around the 1500s. But the man Shangaan who left integrated with the Tsonga people of the region, which is now where I'm talking about. So even the kind of the way people look at Shangaan people is derogatory, but I've always wanted to represent, and the way I've liked to represent is by including the language. But I was just explaining this song, which was really funny. So the music that came out of Limpopo it's coined Shangaan Electro. I don't know what the actual term for it is, but it was picked up by like hipsters in England, like on a really massive scale. And it's like this particular artist that I sang, so he went viral. Like the video was like obviously quite low budget. Not obviously, there's a lot of people. This video is from probably the early 2000s. So it's like a green screen. It's just him and two women, and he's talking about like, you're my baby, you're my appetizer, and all this stuff, and like he's dancing like he's an old guy, which is very common that side. But here, obviously, people are looking at him thinking, but the tune is a banger. So he ended up playing in either Patterns. I think it was Patterns. He played in Patterns at some point, and kind of had this cult following in England, and I'm sure the rest of Europe, because of the virality of the song. But that's and another artist, Shoma Josie, she's Shangaan. So there aren't many people representing Shangaan people, basically. But even within South Africa, like a lot of the South African media that we see is like Xhosa, Zulu, Sotho a little bit. But like we as a culture, as a people, are not very like out there in the world. So that's why I say AHE, and these, the words that I'm trying to use is to try and try and push that forward, to push Shangaan or Tsonga culture forward.
Awesome.
And
idea.
That's my granddad's tribe, but that was the song before I did, was called Venda. But I don't actually know Venda. When I'm out there, I speak Shangaan, man, because I'm around Shangaan people, and that's the language that I've had to kind of pick up because it's the family that I spend time with. Yeah.
No, awesome, bro. I mean, thank you so much for kind of the extended explanation as well. It's so cool to kind of hear the kind of backstories behind things as well. It's an opportunity that I always jump at to kind of find out the roots of sound and the roots of kind of the approach to lyricism as well. I suppose then kind of I really want to talk about obviously the journeys you've kind of taken to kind of get the video for this together. I was perusing on the video earlier and did see a couple of local names on the credits. I did see you and Simon and Sheridan Griffiths both pop up. So, I mean, yeah, talk to me about, I suppose, how the video came together. Was that always the plan? Shout out to those two, by the way, two absolute dons at what they do.
100. Yeah, I mean, so basically it was a crazy story. So it was, I believe, 2021. So it's lockdown, just the end of lockdown. It was 2021 because, yeah, it was then. I'm pretty sure it was 2021 we went out there, but obviously lockdowns just happened. We were kind of in the middle of it, although England was easing up, and my friend was meant to be traveling to shoot the video and couldn't. So I'm calling like a load of people. Yo, do you want to come with me to South Africa? I've got these ideas for these gigs, for these videos, but also because I'd got some Arts Council funding. So I went out there to develop my artistry. So I was linking with people in Soweto doing a lot of marimba stuff. So a lot of even in AHE, the kind of the main instrument is the marimba. So that's what I was learning, and I was learning stuff from the guy who was in the video, doing the drumming, learning about Shangaan music. And so I've called a lot of people, and then I've called Ewan. Yo, Ewan, are you oncoming South Africa? Do you wanna like do these videos? And
I'll be honest, I bet he jumped at it.
he was like, it was mad because a lot of people, obviously, because that time I think South Africa had just come out of having this new variant, which was one of the reasons why everything got locked down for, I think, the second time. But yeah, Ewan was basically like, yeah, I'm on it. Like, and for him, I always give thanks for that, man, because he was just like, yeah, it was hard to get people, you know, and obviously the quality, like Ewan's a sick videographer. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm down. So we've left. Obviously, I've gone before him, and I believe I stayed there for. I believe I was there for like a few days, like maybe a week before he arrived, or a few days. Just seeing family and whatever else, and then he's arrived. I was saying this to someone the other day, but I believe he stayed there for 20 days. I want to say 20 days. But it might have been less because I think the whole trip together might have been. But anyway, we were there for like a really short amount of time. Let's say 10 days because I'm pretty sure. No, 20 days. It could. Anyway, we were there for a long time. When we've gone, we were there for a short time. Sorry. When we've gone, we traveled. The first thing we did was we traveled straight to the village when we got there, and in that time, we went to Johannesburg, so we were shooting just all around. We were shooting in Deep Kloof in Soweto, and we had in mind, I think, 4 videos it was. So all the time, from you and landed, we're just shooting, and a lot of the stuff has been taken from that. And then we went to the village, and the first day we were in the village, we shot the video for AHE, but the video for AHE was also another video vendor. So the guy who I'm in the video with, is called l.a.x, Mabunda. And he, Bra, by the way, is not his name. Bra is like, it's like saying Mr. So l.a.x and the guys, his dance group in an area called Bungeni. So we've arrived there. He's a friend of my dad's, and it's around the same area where my family and my dad are from. So we've arrived there. The first day we've shot a bunch of stuff. But we're in the heat all day. Like, it was crazy. It was a sick day. Like, we did this dancing stuff. I was in traditional clothes. I was dancing. I was drumming as well. I learned some rhythms and stuff from this guy, from l.a.x. And it was like a really, really, like, from early, we've gone there. Because obviously out there, like, transportation and that. So we've had to pick up everyone in my cousin's car, take them all to, you know, to get food, to get drinks, to get some little outfits that we needed for the dancing and stuff. And l.a.x had brought the whole community. So He brought everyone through. Was cooking food for all day for us. We've then done the show, so we've done a bit of rehearsal, and then we've done the show. We've played and stuff. And again, Ewan's filmed all of this like straight off the plane, more or less. And he's like, you were there. And then, so then as the day got longer, we've done that shoot. We've then gone to another house where there was electricity and I set up a studio there, and I did some recordings. Excuse me, with some of Brad Seka's friends, Brad George, and a couple of the other musicians that were there. And even that, like, so the video that AHE was shot in the small window of time between doing the whole day of like dancing and drumming and like really being on both of us, me and you, and being on our feet, like hot weather, very tiring, like, you know, physical work. Obviously Ewan's there the whole time with yourself.
For anyone that doesn't know how tiring holding a camera is all day, it's insane. You end up with every muscle in your arm just pulling slowly but surely.
And he's just, and he's going, and so, and he caught, I mean, amazing footage anyway. But yeah, so after that, in that small window, I had noticed that the light was going down after I'd set up the studio. And so I went, oh shit, Ewan, like, I want to film this video for AHE. Because I'd had it in mind that I wanted to be a one shot, but I thought of it as being more of a walking shot. So we've done about 3 shots of us walking, and then we got to just next to where the studio was set up, and it just looked sick. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, it was because I had the idea of walking, and then Ewan was just like, listen, stand there where you are and I'll do this. So he's kind of come from behind the building and then just gone into that, and then just had it as a one shot of just me and him and me rapping. And it was like, so many people have said to me that they're out of the set of videos, that's the one that they prefer most. And even me, like, just the naturality of it, and the landscape of it, everything. Like, you see a few people chilling over there's the mountain behind, there's smoke coming from a fire. They're like, it's such a minimal video, but it really encapsulates that place a lot. Like, and it's funny, like, the easiest video to shoot, but yeah, I mean, you know, the less work to shoot and for editing for Sheridan as well, but just the most beautiful, I think. And it was such a quick, you know, run and gun style type of thing.
Definitely, man.
It ended up being really cool.
Yeah. No, again, there's something, and again, the word I love to use is striking for stuff like that, because it sticks in your head. The first time you see the video, it's not an image that you'll ever forget. The first time I hear this tune now, I see the video opening. Like whenever I hear the tune, so I'm like, cool, yeah, that's.
Sorry, I forgot, because the opening shot isn't actually the shot the one shot. The opening shot is the shot of the landscape. So that shot specifically that you're talking about was us driving from like the main road down onto Seka's land. So he has a massive piece of land, that guy, the guy in the video, like a massive piece of land. And so that's driving into his bit. And so, yeah, you can see the mountain, and that's where the shot opens up, isn't it?
It's awesome, man. And I think as well, there's something to be said for simplicity as well. Often when I'm reviewing videos, I'll say, look, sometimes, and not even like a super complex one shot where you've got people flying through windows and all that sort of stuff. No, just a simple thing of almost emulating the camera being in the environment. It's almost like you are a bystander watching what's going on, and that's something that really comes through on the video. Yeah, I absolutely loved watching it, and I think it really encapsulates a lot of the feeling of the tune really nicely as well. We haven't got too long, so I did just want to kind of say, first of all, thank you for coming on and obviously explaining the story behind the tune. It's awesome to see. I know you mentioned you've got a few things in the pipeline for the future. What's next for you? Because obviously this is a project that's had so many kind of moving parts to it. Where do you go next from here?
So next there'll be a remix, and you're getting the exclusive on that one, but I'm going to be
my guy.
With a guy called Savvy, who's a UK Nigerian artist, who dropped a really cool verse on it. So we'll be doing that. We'll be shooting for that tomorrow. Not like a full video, but just, again, a lot of content and stuff like that. that'll be released. I'll be going to South Africa in February, where I'll be doing 2 gigs, one in Shawela, for those who know, and one in Orange Farm as well, which they're both like Ekasi, like the hood, if you will, but neighborhoods in which things are happening, and people can go. The one is called Sawubona Music Jam, and the other one is called Hip Hop Thursdays. So I'll be performing there. I'll also be traveling around South Africa and just like meeting people, linking up with people, trying to connect with people. Just kind of going out. I've got land in South Africa, so I'll be trying to do stuff with that as well. And I've got a new single out, which will be coming, called Demons, which is like a soul song. Really good song, and some other jams, a song called Utando and a song called Kesha with some of my dad's friends who are marimba players. So that's a really cool, but that's kind of different to what I'm doing specifically, but that's still. And then after that, there's a bunch of tunes. I've just recorded, again, some very Southern African sounding stuff. A song called Singa Masela, a song called Dance, but the title I'm not sure about, and a song called Mama, which is again another soul one. So I'm moving a lot into the African space, but still kind of doing like my rap stuff, my slow jammy stuff, and that kind of thing. But yeah, the next song will be Demons, or the AHE remix, Demons. But yeah, South Africa, man. I need to get back.
Awesome, man. Well, I've got to say, bro, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, obviously hearing the explanation behind everything. It's been great to get a full kind of understanding of the roots of what you've been doing, and obviously get a sneak peek into what's on the way in the future. If you are listening in, do make sure you go and check out the video. It is available on MRISI's YouTube channel. Really good watch, and you'll be able to actually, as soon as you see it, I'm sure everyone will be able to understand the conversations we've been having over the air. MRISI, my friend, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Make sure you're keeping it locked, people. We are live on Platform B, moving into the sounds of the Pull Up Guest Mix next. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a Brighton town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Corp Cam TV. Stay locked.